Y'all got y'all chargers, but every time I turn around, they borrowing chargers from somewhere else.
Somebody got 25 chargers at their house.
Somebody,
right now.
and they just throwing them up in there like it's money. All the chargers. All the chargers.
Daddy, where's mommy?
Welcome back, parents. Deep breaths.
We know you've had a day.
Because we had one too. But now that we're all here, welcome to Let Me Tell You Why I Hate My Kids. The only parenting podcast that lets me know that we're not crazy. Our kids are.
They are crazy.
They are very crazy. But now that we're here, let's get right into it.
Let's get
Jump
to it.
right into my top 5 segment.
Top 5.
Top five is where we pick a category and we try to quiz Kenny on if he can get these top 5s. You are 0 for 2, really.
Am
I
I 0
haven't really got any right now, really. So
I didn't get. Okay.
You got 2 out of 5.
Well, I get. I'm a strong 80%.
80%. Okay.
Of the 5.
So the top 5 this week is, y'all play along. Top 5. Top 5 most common parenting fails.
Oh gosh.
This is based on polls and forums. So they gave it to us. The source is Fatherly Today Parenting. So you got the top 5 most common parenting fails. Hard one. Very hard one.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Very hard one. But I believe in you. Just think about these. They're very simple. I will say,
as you read the list, how many have you done?
I've done all these. I've done all these.
Okay.
So they're very simple. Don't think too hard.
Okay, that's why I asked that. How complicated it is. Is it just something the regular Joe Schmo would do?
Yes, we have all done these things. I would think more so. 3 of them are school related.
Mm-hmm.
May not get one of these, but they're all very simple.
Okay.
Just think about things of you wouldn't want your kid to do, or things that parents think they are smart about doing, but haven't, couldn't do.
I feel like one on the list is something to do with being late to pick up a kid, forgetting your kid somewhere.
This is one. I'm going to give you that one.
You gonna give me that?
That was number 1.
What's
forgetting a school event.
Forgetting a school event.
So that we gonna qualify that as one.
Okay.
So you got number 1. You're not number 1 off the list. Okay. You got 4 more.
4 more to go. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Easy one. This one has to do with Journey. Journey. I feel like you mentioned this in your podcast one time about her being downstairs.
Like,
not forgetting anything, but she was downstairs. If you let her sit down.
I was gonna say I went to sleep and she was left up or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. I'm gonna let you guess.
Is that really a parenting fail? I was tired. Sure.
That wasn't it.
Oh,
so number 2, I'll give you that. Number 2 is letting kids watch too much screen time.
Oh, too much screen time. Okay.
Yeah, that's number 2. All right. Throw a guess out there.
I would say I'm thinking like probably when they like an infant or toddler, like not having a diaper or something like.
Nah, that didn't make the list.
That didn't make the list.
This one of them is we talked about Trey.
I was gonna say with Trey in mind, like wrestling with the kids and hurt them or something.
No.
Or somebody falls.
No, this has to do with parents allowing their kids to do stuff. So not so much what the kid is doing, what we allow them to do, and it turns out to be bad for us.
And bad for us.
Yes. So we allow the kids to do something, and we think it's good for them, but it's bad for us.
Stay up late or something like that?
Yeah, like stay up late. That was number 2.
Okay.
So letting the kids stay up, watch too much screen time.
Too much screen time.
The first one was forgetting a school event. So these next 3 are something that we allowed the kid to do, something that we gave the kid to,
Like you give them a pencil and they end up scribbling over the wall.
Something like that. That didn't make the list, but that was a good one. That was a good one.
It's so many fails.
So many fails.
To decide from to be a top 5.
One of these, we'll say one of these is, well, if I give you a hint, I guess it pretty much tells you the answer.
Like it has to be like a bathroom fail in there somewhere.
No,
like,
there's no bathroom fails. There's one more school on here. Well, I guess one more school on here.
Like leaving them at school too long. Like, oh shoot, I gotta go pick my kid up.
That did make the list.
Like crap.
We'll give you 2 more guesses.
2 more guesses, yeah. Cause this actually.
So we got number 3. We got to get number 3, number 4, and number 5. So far, you got number 1, forgetting the school event. Number 2 is letting kids watch too much screen time. So number 3 has to do with candy.
Like too much candy, and now they have a sugar rush, sugar high.
They have bribing them with candy. So I guess
I've never done that before, so that's a difficult one.
Bribing with some candy.
I never said I'll give you
some candy, and I guess the sugar rush later explodes. That thing, whatever.
I get it. I haven't done that one, but okay.
Number 4 is more of the black community. Do as I say, not as what. Do it what I say, not what I. What is it? How does it go?
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a verbal way.
Not
in an action way, but more in a verbal way.
Like, you using profanity?
Using profanity in front of them.
Yeah, then they turn around and say it. Yeah,
that's number 4. And they go around and repeat it. And
you're like, where are you learning these words? Where did that come from, fella?
For me, I promise you that.
It must be your mother.
Number 5 is school related. Has similar to do with the incident we talked about last pod with Trey and the knot in his head.
Sending them to school sick?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's number 5.
Sending
them to school
That probably
sick.
happens all the time.
Yeah, that's a parenting fail. They claim that send your kid to school sick.
You just hope the school don't call you.
Yes. Can I get a little bit of peace time? I know they're going to be sick. I'm going to send them there for 2-3 hours. I know they're going to call me.
Well, see, you give them some medicine to mask it.
I feel like it's
But then once the medicine wear off,
it's a low risk, high reward. Because you send them to school sick, it's a chance they could stay the whole day.
You're right.
But if they don't, at least I get 2 to 3 hours.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got to mask it, like you give them medicine to mask it.
To hold it off.
To hold it to lunch at least. And then after lunch, the school might call.
Yeah,
then again, a lot of teachers be like, it's almost the end of the day.
You know,
just let them stay.
They see your little email.
But see, that's actually like controversial because, of course, teachers or even other parents who may have kids who get sickies, like, you send your kid to school sick, infecting other kids, and now the whole room wiped out because you sent your kids sick.
We don't care about our kids.
I just needed a couple hours.
I just needed a couple hours.
That's all. I was just a couple hours.
Mission accomplished on my end.
Right.
But that is top 5. I hope y'all played along. If you have another parenting fail, you can drop them in the comments. Tell us about those.
Tough.
That was a tough one. That was the toughest one we had. But we can move on to our would you rather?
Would you rather? Yes.
Would you rather parenting edition?
Yes.
All right, so I'll do the first one. The first one is, would you rather clean up a blown out diaper in public restrooms? So you know the restroom already nasty.
You're right.
And or would you rather catch puke in your hands on a car ride home?
Well, how am I supposed to drive if I got throw up on my hand?
I don't know all that.
I think
a blowout diaper in a public bathroom.
I'd rather do the blowout diaper in a public bathroom because catching puke on the car ride home, I gotta clean up after that. As far as where I feel like in a public bathroom, I don't have to. Like,
you're just gonna toss it somewhere.
I'm gonna toss it in the trash, wash my hands, make sure the baby wiped off or whatever, and go. But puke on the car ride home,
I don't want nothing in my hands.
First, why am I catching it? And then
I don't know.
why am I catching it?
I didn't think of that.
And so
I don't know.
So first, why am I catching it? And then 2, I'm sure I didn't catch all of it. So It's probably on the seats, on the floor. Now I got to come back and get the car shampooed out or something. So I'd rather try to wipe down as clean of a spot in a public bathroom to change the baby. Mm-hmm. Change the baby, wipe the baby down, throw it in trash, wash my hands and go. And I ain't got to worry about the bathroom after the fact. So I think I would rather do that one.
Okay.
That's my rationale.
All right. Next one is, would you rather deal with a toddler tantrum in Target or host a sleepover with 6 screaming kids?
Well, first of all, we not doing Target right now.
I'm with you there.
We not. Nah.
I'm with you there. I'm 100% with you there.
But of the choices, I'd rather deal with the tantrum in Target because that's one kid. And if it's my kid, I can threaten them enough to calm them down.
I can deal with the eyes looking at me.
But
in Target,
six other people kids.
But in my sanctum, in my
home, and then 6 other people kids.
That's a tough one. There.
Where it may be frowned upon to smack them.
Yeah.
I'll do the temper tantrum in Target.
Okay. I'll pick the temper tantrum in Target too.
If we were going to Target.
All right, we'll do 3 more. We'll do 5 of these.
Okay.
Would you rather have your kid repeat something inappropriate you said in public, which we just talked about, mm-hmm. or accidentally send a spicy text to the PTA group text? Group chat.
So
I think I'm gonna have to go with
the first one was what?
The first one is, would you rather have your kid repeat something inappropriate you said in public? My wife was on her knees and something like that, inappropriate in front of others.
I feel like that one, the shelf life on that one is shorter than sending something in the group text.
You got other parents in the
Yeah, you got other parents in
the
too
much.
And
now we
that stays in there.
Right.
Now I gotta leave the group chat. I gotta
answer you.
It's gonna say Kenny has left the chat. Kenny has left the chat. I gotta leave the group chat now.
Right,
so now I don't know what's going on at the school because I done left the chat. So
and then I feel like I'm gonna see you every day in the dropout line and pickup line.
You gonna think about?
I feel like I'm gonna bump into you more often than now, more often than none now.
Right, like that.
Just random times.
I don't never see you, but now look, now I'm seeing you outside of school too. I done went to McDonald's and you in the line too.
Right.
Chuck.
Yeah. I feel like that's gonna happen there. Yeah,
right,
so I think I'd rather go with the first one. Okay. Whatever. And then we can debate that later. I
don't know where they got that from. That's another one of those. I don't know. I gotta monitor what they watching on TV.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the next one. 2 more. Would you rather have a live-in nanny or a private chef? Or a live-in nanny. I'm sorry. Yeah. My kid taught me that. A live-in nanny.
Oh, that's a good one.
A live-in nanny or a private chef?
I may lean towards the chef.
I'm going to go towards the chef too.
Yeah, because
I would love the chef.
Not having to think about what we going to eat today. I
feel like that's a whole job by itself.
Yeah, like what we gonna eat today? What these kids gonna eat today? Pay some. I've oftentimes have thought about that. If I got to a point where I'm wealthy enough, mm-hmm. or well off enough, I ain't even gotta be wealthy, just well off enough to.
Chefs are expensive, I've heard.
Well, it depends. So it depends. It's levels to it. So you can have like food services that get like delivered to you. Just warm them up and go. Or a chef will come in and they prepare it in your kitchen for you.
That's what I look at as a chef, somebody that's in my kitchen with a hat on, like.
But even still, if I get just say
bacon and eggs.
What we got today? Come down scratching.
What's that?
It smell good.
Yeah. Instead of coming down to Cinnamon Toast Crunch
and half a carton of milk. Yeah. But yeah, that would be my choice to have a chef, because I don't want to.
Definitely a chef.
I just want to show up to eat. That's all. I don't want to think about it. Just show up to eat.
All right. Last one. Would you rather watch Frozen every day for a year? Crazy. I feel like I've done.
There was a stretch.
Or have your kid sing Baby Shark every time you're
Oh
in the
my God.
every time you're on the phone?
Watch Frozen.
I think I would
I'll watch
I think
Frozen.
I think I would rather watch Frozen. Because I know for a stretch we was watching
We
it.
was we probably was
watching
already
it.
doing that anyway.
Yeah,
So
I feel like
and I
that's not-
survived it. The Baby Shark one. Every time I'm on the phone,
Every time you're on the phone, that would be crazy.
that would be crazy. And I see. I get aggravated as you see I'm on the phone, and that's when you want to come ask me questions. That's when you want a snack. That's when you need stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, hold on, So now they singing Baby Shark.
Yeah.
every time-
That would get on my nerves.
I watch Frozen
Okay. All right.
and Olaf. That's the
Olaf.
snowman.
That's the snowman, Olaf. It was actually, I really actually enjoyed
It was enjoyable.
Frozen.
It was enjoyable
It wasn't
at the time. Yeah.
Frozen and what's the Inside Out. Best movies that I've watched as kid movies, I think. I think it was
Frozen.
We saw Mufasa. That was a little off than Lion King. I still think Lion King was the best.
Yeah, I'm curious how many of these little Lion King centric stuff they're gonna do. Now Frozen, the songs on there will hook me because I like
The songs were
I
on
like
point.
musicals and stuff. The songs was on point with Frozen, so I didn't mind it. We was on Moana for a bit over here.
Moana.
And then it was another one my kids watched a lot. Frozen, Moana. It's gonna bother me. There was a third one they was on for. Encanto, whatever.
Is that the one where they were saying?
We want to talk about Bruno?
Yes.
Yeah, we was on that one. That one was riding too.
Yeah,
that one was riding
my
too.
kids were singing when we don't talk about.
We
Bruno.
don't talk about
They
Bruno.
were singing that so much to the point where I said, "Let me watch this movie.
It made you look, what are they
Let
talking
me
about?
see this." Because now I'm watching the movie, waiting
Yeah.
for the scene to happen.
It was dope. It was dope.
But yeah,
so.
I did like that. Bruno, what's his name, and hiding under the seat.
Right.
Why is this person hiding? Under the wood, under the floor.
Under
that
the
was,
floor
that
panel,
was just
right,
crazy, but
right.
yeah, that was a good movie too. Okay. All right. So let's move on to question of the week. We zooming right through these things. Question of the week was, what's the most ridiculous thing your kid has cried about this week? The most ridiculous thing your kid has cried about this week. And if you got older kids,
Man,
same thing as crying.
attitude or whatever.
That's the same thing. So we posted that on our Instagram. If you don't know, we posted on Instagram and on our Facebook account. So if you want to respond to our question of the week, you can.
Hop in our DMs.
Hop in our DMs. And we can read them right here on the podcast for 16, 17 people to see on a daily. So make sure y'all look out for the question of the week that comes in on Sunday now.
No, we jumped up to
26.
26. We jumped
Okay.
up to 26.
26 viewers. We appreciate y'all. 26 viewers out there. 2 of those probably was me. I don't know if it counts.
But our shout out to Mississippi last week receiving the word. So
Yeah, Mississippi.
So hey Mississippi,
That's what's up. Okay.
Mississippi, all the uncles and the cousins.
But some of the responses we had from our question of the week, we'll read this one. First one was, because I cut her sandwich into square pieces instead of triangles. Apparently, geometry matters deeply when you're 4.
I've had that issue before.
You cut your kids into triangles?
Yeah, they love ham and cheese or peanut butter jelly sandwiches. So my son, he likes his cut down the middle, like the little square, like into like 2 halves.
Okay.
Well, I cut the triangles one time, and he didn't want to eat it. It's the same sandwich, but because I didn't cut it right, he didn't want to eat it. I mean, sat at the table and everything.
That's
I didn't know it was that big of a
crazy.
deal. So it tastes the same, no matter how it's cut. I didn't
That's
understand.
crazy.
I don't understand.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous thing your kid has cried about this week? Because the dog wouldn't look at him. I have no idea what that means.
What,
but,
like?
the dog didn't look at him. Don't understand that. Because I wouldn't let him eat a rock. That sounds like the
This
other
had to be like a
problem.
3-year-old or something.
Okay. Because I wouldn't let him flush the toilet 37 times. Here's one that says, because I said she couldn't marry daddy.
I've heard some similar things like that before. Like, kids don't understand, all that stuff. All they know is I love daddy and he's married to mommy. How come he can't be married to me? Not understanding the awkwardness of that question, and you hope they didn't ask that while y'all out in public. Why can't daddy marry me? That'd be weird,
Weird eye turner.
That's especially in Target. Even though you're not supposed to do that.
Last one. Because his sock had a wrinkle in it. That's weird.
He sounded a little emotionally unstable too.
Very unstable.
He kind of emotionally unstable.
Very unstable.
Right?
I just don't understand. Yeah. Kids' minds are crazy.
It has a wrinkle in it. Do you even know what a wrinkle is?
They don't know.
I wonder how old that kid was.
When was the last time does your kids know how to use iron?
The big ones do, yeah.
Okay.
The older ones.
Mine has, I think they see me iron every day or their mom iron every day, but I don't think they've ever ironed or care about wrinkles. But
yeah, now the two teenagers that we've recently, I guess within the last year or so, let them iron their own clothes.
Okay.
And you get caught up in just thinking they should just know how to do stuff.
This is
and then when you watch them, it's like, why are you doing it like that? Like this is
now
so,
I'm pissed.
Now I'm aggravated because you're doing it stupidly. And but like I said, for the last year or so, they iron their own stuff, and I just watch them to make sure they're doing it right and smoothing it out and all that stuff.
Okay, well, welcome to Let Me Tell You Why I Hate My Kids. Two dads, just trying to figure it out each week.
Trying to figure it out. With lots of alcohol and prayer.
Hey, that's it. That's what it is.
Either I'm drunk or I'm prayerful.
Yeah, but
there's not too much in between.
But welcome to the show, everybody, all the parents. Okay, we can just jump right into it. How was your week, my boy?
This week, we're here in our area. School is out. Mm-hmm. It's the first full week of the kids been out of school.
Mm-hmm. Home every day.
Home every day. So trying something new out with trusting the older kids to be home alone.
Okay.
For a few hours at least.
Hours.
I'm not giving them the full day treatment yet, but just for a few hours. I'll leave for work and leave like midday and head back home. With very strict rules.
Strict rules.
Do not cook anything. Don't turn the stove. Use the microphone, the microwave at most.
Because all you have to do is unplug the microwave. They probably wouldn't even know it has a plug to it.
Probably don't. They just
wrong.
Be mashing buttons.
You say don't use the stove. You come back home, Daddy, the stove don't work. Did you not listen to
Did
the
you not
rules?
right? Like, how do you know the stove don't work? How do you even know the stove don't work? So what are we talking about right now?
What are we talking about?
I should do that one day to see. I should do that just to see. If they tell me the stove not working, so how do you know? How do you know?
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea, and I'll let y'all know how that go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so strict rule, not to cook anything because we've already had the bacon incident.
The bacon incident will go down as a classic on this episode. On this podcast.
So we already had that. I mean, couldn't wait till I was out the neighborhood. But anyway, don't cook nothing. Mm-hmm. Of course, the old school stuff, don't open my door. Yeah. Don't answer the door. Right. Now, we don't have like home phones anymore nowadays, but you really
have... kids got cell phones?
Yeah, they got a cell phone. So
I'm trying to debate on when do I give my kids cell phones. They're at the age of 6 and 7 now.
7, yeah, that's the...
second and third grade, about to go to third and fourth grade. I know a lot of parents are giving kids now because of safety and school shootings, and you want to contact them. But I feel like my oldest one is responsible enough to get a phone and take it to school and not play with it.
And make sure it stay charged.
And make sure
my kids struggle with that.
Well, with their tablets and stuff, they struggle. That's another thing they struggle with, tablets staying charged. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand that because I've bought more chargers in my lifetime.
Where the chargers go? Like, what are y'all
This is what
doing
I
with
don't
these?
understand. This is what I don't understand.
Now, now, my chargers. Everybody know my stuff is hands off. Don't bother my stuff.
Yes, because I feel like I have 3 chargers. I have one at work, one in my car, and I try to keep one at home somewhere. And it seems like every time they always come ask me for my charger at home, and I'm like, y'all, I gave them 4 chargers. They had 2 apiece now.
Right.
One for them to travel with, take wherever they want to
Right.
go. When they go over their friends' houses, go over Nana's house, go over Auntie's house, wherever. Y'all got these 2. Those stay in the back.
Right.
They go wherever. They
Right.
get lost, whatever. You got 2 in your room.
Right.
So I feel like,
Why you asking for mine?
why?
So
So I say, go get the ones out your bag. Oh, they gone
that's
too.
going too. So the hard standing rule, leave my stuff alone. Y'all got y'all chargers, but every time I turn around, they borrowing chargers from somewhere else.
Somebody got 25 chargers at their house.
Somebody,
right now.
and they just throwing them up in there like it's money. All the chargers. All the chargers. They just throwing them up.
That just
So
bothers me.
somebody collect their charger cords. So
the cell phone thing.
the cell phone thing. So the big kids have a phone. So
Do you contact them when they're in school?
man, well, no, not necessarily in school. Now my oldest son, because he was heading to his TT house after school. If I had like an instruction form, like not to ride the bus, but I'm coming to pick you up.
Okay.
I will contact it in. But see, the thing that pissed me off with my kids though,
They don't respond to you?
they don't respond. I pay the bill. Like, you wouldn't have a phone if I make sure this phone stay on. I tell mine all the time, if you don't answer nobody, answer me. Like, they'll get home. Do you see my text? Oh, I didn't see it. I know you had your phone in your hand.
Yes.
Probably in the whole car ride to where you get,
Yes.
or whenever we reconvene, I know you picked up your phone at some point. So I'm texting you or I call you and you don't answer. I need to know why. Like, were you in danger? Were you, was your phone lost in the ocean? I mean, like, why aren't you answering me?
I feel that I have that same experience with my kids on their tablets, which I guess is a phone now, I guess. But I FaceTime them.
Off the tablet, yeah.
Off the tablet periodically throughout the week, and they never answer. Never. Like, and if I do FaceTime them, they always respond back with a audio call, a FaceTime audio. Like, I don't want to see that.
Right.
But yeah, I get that too.
That just drives me up a wall, man.
I think the
It's
thing
the
that
lack
I
of
struggle,
respect.
the thing I struggle with my kids is when I text them, I have to dumb it down to a 6-year-old level. I just can't really text them like an adult, like I would text. So
Right.
I have to write them words that they can read now, but I still have to dumb it
You
down to
still
their
gotta-
level to.
Is cat okay? They're like, yes.
I am on the way.
Right.
Where are you? Like stuff like that. So, but yeah, we have a.
Well, that's good. Like, with having older kids is I can, like, most of the times I test them is instructions, like straighten up the kitchen, make sure the kitchen done before I get home, something like that.
Okay.
So they'll just respond back with, okay. The thing is, I'll test them this, like, for example, I'll head to work. I'll test them at like 9:30. Make sure the kitchen is clean before I get home. Get home around 1. When I'm opening up the door, that's when I hear them scurrying around trying to. You should already had this done.
That's just like me when mom used to text
Yeah.
a long time ago. Take out the meat.
Just trying to throw it. I don't know why it's not thrown
I
out.
don't know why it's not thrown out. I took it out a long time ago. She say she on her way home, so you try to put it in water.
Right, try to put it in water. Right.
Try to thaw it out a little quicker.
One time I put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
I put it in the
I've done that
microwave one
before.
time. I'm surprised we didn't die. I'm surprised we didn't die that night.
I've done that before.
I put it in the
That's
microwave
crazy.
before. But yeah, as far as the summer go, like I said, the little kids are at camp most of the day, so I'm leaving the big kids home. Like they have the usual instructions: don't open the door. You shouldn't be in inviting nobody over, no friends or whatever at the house when I'm not here. No cooking. Make sure your chores are done. And telling them not to sleep in all day, not to sleep till noon every day, because we do want them to keep a regular routine, I guess, you know. So yeah, it's a week down. You know, it's been okay. You know, the house is still standing, so that's a plus. I haven't pulled up in the fire department leaving, so that's a plus. My week is going anyway. What's up with you?
This week been pretty normal. I haven't actually had the kids all week. This week they spend the night. The first week of summer, they've been over there, auntie's house or somebody else's house. Somebody spending the night. So I get the random FaceTimes or text messages that they over here or whatever. So haven't really spent too much time with them. But my plan was for the summer for them was we gonna read books this week. I mean, this summer.
You telling my wife.
So
They're going to be reading.
Yeah, man, because I always want to do something. I don't know why, because knowing when I grew up, I did none of this.
Right.
I was so far away from school, but for some reason, I want my girls to be like, you know.
You want them to be better than you, more
Right.
more well-versed.
So I challenged them to 35 books this year.
This year.
Not this year, but this summer.
That's a lot of books.
Cause they books be
They buy
15
yeah,
pages
that's
long.
true. That's
so
true.
I'm like, bro, so
Ain't
y'all
nothing to
got
blow
more
through
than enough
these.
books to get through this. So trying to hold them to that. I think the hardest thing with the summer and I found with school is you have to go to school. You have to basically be in school with them. So not with them, but you're basically
right.
have to
You
go
in
to
school too.
again.
Right.
Yeah,
You in
'cause
school too.
you have to check homework. You have to do homework. You have to check, okay, what's coming up? What test is coming up? So I found myself doing that during school.
Mm-hmm.
So now when the summer's off, I feel like I'm supposed to get a break. But now when I challenge them to 35 books,
You
now I
gotta
have to
follow
follow
up
up
with
on
it.
these books that they're reading.
And read the book so that
To
when
make
you
sure-
ask them about what it's about,
Right.
you know, you ain't just BSing you.
Yes.
You know, so yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're going through now. I think I left the whole, because I remember 2 summers ago when we was doing the spelling words, trying to get Chloe up to speed for spelling words to go on to the next level.
Right.
And I don't know if I gave up on Chloe. I don't know if I gave up on Chloe or I just feel like it's just going to be a switch they hit. Because she's going to 3rd grade next year. She already got that folder following her.
Oh gosh.
So I have high hopes that, and I really truly believe she's a smart kid. I've been getting that she get in trouble a lot in school because she's too smart for the class.
And she
I've
bored,
crossed
right,
that out.
right.
I've crossed that
Oh.
out. That's not it. I can promise you that's not it.
I live with her. I know.
I live with her. I know that's not it. But I don't know if I put too much pressure on them as far as expectations, as far as what we want to go into next year for. So I try to ramp them up as far as going, okay, this is what I like to go on Amazon and say, okay, my kid's going to 3rd and 4th grade. Let me get the 3rd and 4th grade books.
Mm-hmm.
So I have them doing that over the summer. That's what I've been doing the past 2 summers, just trying to get them ready, starting to see things that they're going to see at the next level. And I'm not doing that this year. I don't know if I gave up or if I just want them to want to do that on their
I just
own.
think sometimes it's just hard to be on all the time.
All the time.
And I commend the parents, man, who can stick with, because like,
yes, Kenny.
like I was,
hold on, let me not do that, but stay real quick, because when we went to the award ceremony, the teacher mentioned about this girl that got an award, about how when she sent homework home, anything that she got wrong on a test or anything that she got wrong on an assignment, her parents made her correct that and send it back the next day. And I commend the parents so well, because that's how I want to be. I want to correct something and send it right back and say, hey, we corrected this. This is what it should have been. She knows that. She understands that. And
she prepared
forward.
for right.
Yes.
But I just,
it's so much work.
It's so, and I already got a full-time job. I already got a job, and I dabble in a few other things.
Yes.
And then to be on top, like every year, my wife talk about our kids reading, and of course the bigger kids have little chapter books or whatever that. But that will require. Well, I gotta know what the book about first, or I gotta know what the book about, or read it with them so that when we talk about it, but. You want to increase their critical thinking skills and all this different type of stuff. And then 9 out of 10 times you're pressuring them to do it. So you got to stay on top of them about doing it.
It's a lot.
And it's sometimes it's like the discipline conversation we've had. Sometimes you just do I even
feel like whipping them?
Do I even feel like I just it's
the thing
just
with me is when I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it that day, and that day turns into 4 or 5 days, and 5 or 6 days, and then a week.
The next thing you know, it's time to go back to school.
Yes, and then I find my kids suffer more from that. But I give the speech all the time to my kids. Hey, this is yours. This is you. This is I passed school.
Right.
I'm done with school.
Right.
This is your responsibility. But when the school gonna pass anybody anyway and give you A's and B's, it don't help at all.
Right.
We had that discussion last pod, but it's just the dedication, man, and I don't even think I desire to do that.
But you always can hire a tutor,
True.
But even with that, that's the commitment of taking them. It's just so much.
It's just so much.
So much commitment when I really just want to sit on my couch.
Yeah, I just want to sit on my couch and
watch sports or something, or a good movie.
Be one of the smartest people in the school, or my kids be the best athlete in school, and I'm just chilling.
And I harken back, and that's a SAT word. I harken back to. I harken back to my youth, and for me, my other siblings had their own story to tell, but for me, my parents have to put in that much effort. I just did it. Maybe it's the perfectionist in me. Maybe I just wanted to be the best.
It's us Virgos, man.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is. I felt the same way.
I'm too much of a perfectionist to anybody to have an edge on me.
I feel like my mom and dad had to tell me one time.
You had to tell me one time.
And I got it.
Lay out the expectation. Even in sports, I may not have been the best athlete, but you weren't going to outwork me.
Right.
So you didn't have to tell me to go out and, learn to catch or throw better or whatever.
We welcome the challenge.
But my kids, I gotta hold their hand with each step of the way.
I think it's the generation thing. You saw the whole the softer it gets and then it resets itself.
Mm-hmm.
We just in the softest era right now.
In that soft era.
The soft era. Until they found out the next era. I guess when they have kids, that era will probably be the ones that's real macho and want to do everything themselves.
Right.
We got the softest generation at the time where everything is babied and everything
handed to them basically.
Is,
we talked about before, the kids having a debit card and we give them money or whatever.
Right.
I didn't have an allowance. The closest I came to the allowance was report card time. The money you get for report cards, $5 for A, $4 for B, $3 for a C, D's and F's you get anything.
I didn't get that.
Well, I got that one report card because I made straight A's. My parents probably realized quickly we gonna go broke behind this boy. So that didn't last long. I think my dad currently owes me $150. He still owe me $150 from 5th grade. But giving them money don't motivate them. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what. At least I've yet to discover what drives them internally.
I struggle with that daily.
And it just seemed like, again, and I try not to use myself as an example because maybe I was a different kid. I don't know. I was just different.
I'm with you though.
But I'm just like, you didn't have to tell me to do, like, if I wanted to make money, if I wanted my own, we had a candy business, a thriving candy business. In middle school.
We was charging people 25 cents.
A lollipop, bro. Like, we was making money for real.
We had a drive.
And on top of that, I mowed lawns in my neighborhood or I helped other relatives and stuff. I made my own money,
I forgot about that candy deal, boy.
We was pulling some bank, boy.
That was a good hustle.
That was a good hustle. But I don't know what drives these kids. Like, I made good grades because I wanted to make good grades. I wanted to be smart or be at least looked upon smart, even if I was, it was a facade. But in sports, nobody liked practice, but I gave my best effort because I wanted to play. I wanted to be a player. I wanted to be a guy. But I struggle with that. So now with the reading books thing, or trying to push them to better themselves, take this time to even still better themselves. We've tried that a couple times. You give them a book, they read it 1 or 2 nights when we tell them to read, and then you never hear from it again.
Right.
You don't even know they got the book still. So like,
I think the only thing I want out of my kids is just to want to do whatever they're doing.
Want to do something.
Want to do it.
Yeah, just to want to do something.
And not ask me. I tell my kids that often, more than often. I shouldn't have to tell you to do this. You do this every day. I shouldn't have to get up and tell you, did you brush your teeth, wash your face? You do this every day. Like something simple as that. Like why are we still talking about have you brushed it? You ain't brushed your teeth and washed your face.
Why am I telling you at 2:00 to change out your pajamas? Like what are we doing?
Like what are we doing? Like I feel like these are things like at some point in my mind when I was a kid, I would say to myself, I don't feel like hearing mama or daddy tell me this.
That was always I don't want to hear their mouth.
Right.
And that maybe we ain't mean enough. I don't know. We're just not mean enough parents.
I just see myself sitting there like, I don't feel like hearing this no more. Let me just go ahead and do this now because I know she's going to come in here and ask me did I brush my teeth and wash my face. So let me just do this.
Once I say yes, often, frequently enough, they'll leave me alone.
Right.
And then I can go back to not brushing my teeth. Right.
Right.
So... But, do what I need to do to get them off my back, then they got to worry about me. Because, and honestly, it did get to that point where, as far as report cards, my parents didn't even see my report cards in high school. Because they just knew I made good, like, I've shown them consistent enough, I made good grades. They didn't even know when report cards came out. And so I could have had a semester or whatever where I made a C. They wouldn't have known. I mean, because they just know I'm passing. They just know I'm in honors classes. They just know, like, it's several report cards my parents ain't see. After we passed that requirement, they had to sign it and send it back. Right. I can't remember the last time I showed them a report card.
Parents
yeah. Right.
I can't count my
Right. I did that a few and not because, I didn't want to show them, just because I didn't show them and it had to go back. So I forged it. But it was a point in high school where I didn't even show them report cards no more. Like my parents didn't know what was going on with me. But again, I had that mentality of I don't even want to hear their mouth, so let me just do what I'm supposed to do, A. And then B, I just had that drive in me to just do it, You didn't have to tell me in preparation for whatever sport I'm playing to head out and run and do conditioning or whatever before tryouts or something like that, because I knew I wanted to play. So why would I not? But my son, I got to go tell you to work out. You say you want to play ball, especially since he going to high school. You say you want to play ball, you still don't show me you want to play ball. So now that made me indifferent to it, because I'm not gonna hold your hand. I might as well go work out.
And then it gets to the point where it's like, you got me out here watching you. You don't even want it. I'm out here wanting it more than you.
Right.
I'm sitting in the stands and you just whatever. Like, bro, I could be home.
And I told myself a long time ago, I'm not going to want it. Because people ask me all the time, years prior, how come your son ain't playing? I'm not going to want it more than he do. I'm not going to be that parent that force any of my children to do anything because I want them in it. If they want to do it, then we'll do it, but then they also will have to understand what it means to do it, what responsibilities or whatever come with doing it. But it's just finding that, what do y'all even like? What do y'all like? They
don't like anything, bro, because I done took everything and anything I could take from my kids, and it's just like, if I take this tablet away from them, they gonna worship me like I'm a king. If I take this TV away, if I pay them some money, they don't care about anything, bro.
The craziest thing my parents took from me? I was in 8th grade. I remember this. I was in 8th grade, and they sent home progress reports. Not a report card, just progress reports. I had a C on the progress report. And it was just one of those where we really didn't have it was so, the timing was like, we had like a few assignments. And so grades weighed heavier because it was a few assignments. Well, I had a C on the progress report. I had just got a pair of Jordans for Christmas that year. They were yellow, the Jordan 13s. I had just got them for Christmas.
Okay.
And progress reports probably came out that February. So you get back to school from Christmas break in January. I had them for a good 3-4 weeks before progress report. I had a C. My parents took my shoes.
Took them shoes away.
Took my shoes, put them in their closet.
Felt like they done killed you.
And so I had these old Nikes, these old beat up Nikes that I had to wear until report cards came out. And I had an A on my report card. But it's like, I cared about, my shoes. This is what I asked for Christmas. They got it for me. And back in those days, it was a sacrifice. My parents ain't make a lot of money. So that was a sacrifice to get me that. That may have been the only thing I got that year for Christmas, them pair of Jordans. But something is like shoes, added a little extra drive to make sure my report card was good.
Right.
Now, I take shoes for my kids, they might do worse on their report card. So it's like, what do I have to do to touch y'all, to reach you? It's mind-boggling.
To be determined, bro.
It's mind-boggling, bro. It's mind-boggling. And I just projecting long term, my kid's 13. By the time they turn 13, I said, I got 5 years before you're an adult. So just projecting long term, I'm like, I got to get y'all mind right. And now, granted, not saying they have to move out at 18, I ain't saying it. But in the eyes of the law, you grown, right? At 18. I need y'all to have some sense about you before we start releasing you out into the world. And I'm scared y'all gonna be here till 27.
We don't want that.
We don't want that. We don't want that. I want you to live productive lives.
Yes, out these 4 walls.
Out these 4 walls, because...
Interesting. Okay.
All right, so moving on, we're going to get into our story time, the story of the week. If you have any interesting... Oh, I'm sorry. I just overstepped your thing. My apologies.
We're still trying to get
We still trying to... we trying to get our chemistry down.
Story time. We can go ahead with story time. Go ahead, my boy.
All right, so story time. Now, these are what we've received on our pages. Our Facebook page, let me tell you why I hate my kids. Instagram, let me tell you why I hate my kids. TikTok, let me tell you why I hate my kids. Twitter or X, if you're still on that, let me tell you why I hate my kids. DM us, drop us your story, and we will read them live on the podcast. But this week's story is titled Inside Voices Only.
That sounds so scary.
It sounds scary. Okay. We attend a small church in South Mississippi where small children usually sit with their parents during service. I was so proud of our 2-year-old that day because let me read that over. I was so proud of our 2-year-old that day because being quiet during the sermon. Toward the end of the sermon, the preacher began raising his voice. You know how preachers go, yeah. The preacher began raising his voice to situate his main points. Our little child stood up and said, calm down, Paw. Everyone in the church, including my dad, took a moment to laugh. So that whatever speech they gave him about you using your inside voice, whatever, they took it to heart, and not everybody got to use their inside voice, even the pastor.
I'm with you though.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's probably embarrassing too, though. I mean, everybody laughed, but it's cute.
It's cute. Yeah, it's cute for a moment.
It's cute for the moment. You're like, whoa, my God, what are you saying?
I can see how that is,
especially in church.
I thought most churches have in Mississippi, first of all. But yeah, I've never had that happen in my house. I don't even think I've ever use your inside voice. I just say, hey, shut up.
When they were younger, I said that phrase, use your inside voice, but now is a shut up. But when they was younger, I would do like use your inside voice. Or I would say, "Oh, you outside or inside?" And they knew that meant to use your inside voice. But yeah.
Because if you're inside an arena, you're inside.
See, you adding different layers. that COVID progression.
That COVID progression.
That COVID you adding different layers.
I never said use your inside voices to my kids. One thing I do talk about church. One thing I have got on my kids about is run around the church.
Yeah.
They feel like it's a track meet or something, and they just be in there running around like they ain't got no home training. But yeah.
Now something that's different with me growing up in church and my kid, like when I was growing up, we sat next to our parents, and the expectation was to be quiet and sit still. Mm-hmm. My kids now, the church we're at now has like a children's church and stuff, so they go over there. But a church we were attending, they sat with us, but my kids had coloring books and activity books and snacks, and we didn't have no snacks. The expectation was to sit down, be quiet. Yeah, we'll be here for 5 hours.
I had a conversation with one of the members at my church about that. What's the age? Because at a certain age, tablets got to go.
Right,
crayons got to go.
Right.
You need to be attentive to what's going on. Right. Obviously, you're not going to know everything. I think that's why they had the children's church thing going on. But on days that they don't have children's church at my church, they always bring their tablets and they focus in on the tablets. And I'm like, bro, at some point, you need
to be attentive to it.
Right.
Now, what I did, what I was able to do as a kid is sleep in church.
Yes.
But then
those were the best naps in
but
church.
That reaches a point where you get too old to sleep. Yes. Like you can't be 12 like this. I got popped one time because I was asleep. Yeah. So
those were some good times. And I'd be on the front row, knocked
out. laying out across the seat. As a kid,
I used to love those naps. Those were the best naps.
I do remember being able to sleep in church.
Got up from the nap and church was over. Be running outside like you was never.
They had me a power nap.
Yep.
Recharge.
I remember them naps.
Yeah. But like I said, but then it gets to a point where you too old to take a nap.
Yeah. Now I got to stay up and actually listen to this man talking.
And the pastor at my church, I had a kind of pastor where when he gave his sermon, he would move around. Mm-hmm. He walked around. So if he saw you sleep, he'll come wake you up, and now you got to walk with him.
Yes. Oh,
you had to walk with him.
Yes.
During whatever portion.
Similar at my church, they call you out. And then when you wake up, everybody's looking at you.
Yeah, now you trying to get the car, but you're trying to get stuff together.
Yeah.
I remember, there were some kids who just they'll be leaned over like this, like you taking it like you ain't even trying to be discreet at this point.
Those were the best times, man. I remember those times.
But we definitely didn't have like crayons and coloring books and snacks like
I've never
as a kid.
But these, I don't even know when the last time I really had a coloring book and crayons and actually just sat down and color. I mean, I've done it obviously, but not as much as kids these
days. For enjoyment.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay in the line. But yeah, so that's different nowadays. Where kids have like it's okay or it's allowable for kids to have their own activities and stuff and not really.
What's the age of it when it's not cute anymore? Where as far as shout outs or talking back or whatever. What age is it when it's not cute anymore to the point where it's time to transition to something else?
I think when your age is in the single digits, you get a free pass. But once you hit 10, like once it's two numbers in your age, I need you to grow up. I need you to grow up. You need to be paying attention to this word. You need to be.
So you got 2 digits.
You got 2 digits in your age. It's time to grow up. You know,
Okay.
You ain't a little kid no more.
You're the little kid no more. Okay.
That's what it's like. I got expectations.
We're not doing that no more. We're not doing those single digits.
We ain't doing that.
That's in the past.
On the car ride home, I need you to tell me what he talked about.
Yes. I need you to have your own little sermon.
I need you to tell me what you got out there.
Sermon speech this year.
Right.
Okay. Single digits. I'm gonna actually take that for my kids. So I'm gonna give them a pass.
Yeah.
Mine's are about to be 8 and 7 this year.
Yeah.
So okay, I won't be as hard on. So when they get them 10s,
and because I got the age gap, of course I got the 2 teenagers and the 2 young ones, the 7 and almost 6-year-old, and so the 2 younger 2 are in children's church, so they go off and do whatever they doing now, and the big kids sit with the adults now, and so at first it was a shock to them, because I think they transitioned out of children's church at 12 or 13, somewhere around there. So it was a shock for them at first, sit down and we expect y'all to pay attention. So don't be scrolling through your phone. Don't be whispering to each other, all this kind of stuff. No, I need y'all to listen, because, I need y'all to know what's going on. So they're better now. And even during like when the praise and worship going on, like being into that, not just standing there.
Like they was drug.
Be looking so unenthused.
Yeah.
So I need y'all to start to kind of be into it too.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's definitely and you definitely ain't no sleeping. Don't let me catch. Which they've tried a couple times, been doubled over, sleep. I like, no, you guys are too big now. You stay up, pay attention. The little kids, I don't know what they're doing over there, honestly.
Yeah, when they don't have children in church, mine be knocked out on the road.
They be knocked
laid out like I used to be, just slobbing all. Wake up, got slob, a big slob right there. So yeah, they're in those days now. But they like church. They're in the group youth choir. They're in the kids choir. They're in the different activities, car washes and stuff. They're very active because I was very active. What I found some of my friends at school, at church. So I want them to find some type of friend at church. I have to explain to my kids every day. Everybody's not your friend. Oh, I talk to Chloe about this every day. Everybody's not your friend. I go to school and went to school all my life, and I got maybe 4 or 5 friends. And I don't think she really understands that now. She thinks that, I'm going to tell a joke, and everybody likes Chloe. Everybody wants to be Chloe's friend. And I don't know if that's why she's so outspoken or out, whatever she is right now. But I think that's what she struggles with. She wants everybody to be her friend, everybody to like her. And I have to talk to her daily about, hey.
I think Chloe and Trey may be the same kid.
I think they are.
It's just a boy-girl version of each other.
They are very similar.
They
very wild, yeah.
And what's funny is they probably would aggravate each other.
They would get on each other's
They would probably aggravate each other.
Yes.
But they are the same kid, I promise you, man.
If I would have just stopped at Kennedy, my life would be golden. Man. This podcast wouldn't exist if I stopped at Kennedy.
Yeah, because Trey is technically my second biological kid. So if I stopped at Donnie, it'll be so quiet, right?
Life would be good. I would be just, loving my kid up and, be at Six Flags and summertime, summer waves and
all the award ceremonies.
Yeah, being laid out on the beach somewhere, just like life is good.
But we love them.
Yeah,
they just I think
we love them in a different way.
We love them in a different way that usually requires force.
But that's let me tell you why my kids, we don't condone violence.
We don't condone violence. But that's today's episode. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Those 26 new viewers, welcome.
Yes.
Let's boost that number up.
Yes.
Don't forget to hit us in our DMs with your stories, the answer to the question of the day. Or if you just want to say, hey, introduce yourself, in our group. We welcome it all.
Yeah.
So you got anything left?
Nope. Parents, don't let these kids get you down. Parents, we up.
We up. Peace out.
Daddy, where's mommy?